Wolverine is arguably the most well-known mutant around. If you went on the street and just asked some random person if they know who Wolverine was, odds are they would say yes. He is also one of the most powerful and dangerous mutants, but there are some that have been slightly more dangerous than him at one point or another. That's what makes the mutant world so rich and interesting. Depending on the situation, any mutant can become insanely dangerous, and that is what we are talking about today. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to Top 10 Nerd. I'm your host David Raff, and I hope all of you guys are staying safe and well. Today, we are going to be talking about the top 10 mutants more dangerous than Wolverine. Now, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd so you never miss one nerdy moment. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's get started. Number 10, Mystique. Raven Darkholme, also known as the villainous Mystique, can be very dangerous for a variety of reasons. One of the biggest ones being her ability to shapeshift. In an instant, she can become someone else entirely, and you never even know it. She can mimic every trait, even someone's voice. It's crazy. On top of that, she's also a highly skilled fighter, who usually uses her skills for some not so nice mutants. Although, she has dabbled on the side of good every now and then. But, like her power, she's constantly changing, and that makes her even more dangerous. Number 9, Storm. Storm shouldn't come as a surprise. She is not only incredibly powerful, but is also a fan favorite. She has the mutant ability of weather manipulation. She can literally create massive blizzards, electrical storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, even tsunamis. Like, if that doesn't scream dangerous, then you need to get your definition of dangerous looked at. Seriously, not only is she dangerous on the power side, but she's also powerful in a lot of other ways. One of those being, she was once one of the leaders of Wakanda after marrying T'Challa, aka Black Panther. So she is someone you don't want to mess with. Unless you're crazy, then, just go right ahead. Number 8, Cable. General audiences recently became a lot more familiar with Cable because of his appearance in Deadpool 2. Cable, also known as Nathan Summers, is the time-traveling son of Scott Summers, Cyclops, and Madeline Pryor, who was later discovered to be a clone of Jean Grey. Man, the X-Men have some crazy love storylines. As I mentioned earlier, Cable is a time traveler, but along with that, his powers include, telepathic illusions, telepathic cloak, mind link, telepathic camouflage, mind control, telekinesis, and he has a cybernetic eye implant, which can fire a very powerful laser. So powerful that it has even destroyed one of the Avengers' jets at one point. Number 7, Deadpool. Wade Wilson. Who doesn't love that guy? He's just awesome. Just don't get on his bad side, and you'll be okay. Never mind. I think it's impossible to stay off of his bad side because he can just hate you in a split second for no reason at all. He's unpredictable. To go along with that, he's a highly skilled mercenary and has one of the best healing factors in the Marvel Universe, which makes him almost impossible to kill. But he has fought Wolverine multiple times. One of the first times was in Wolverine issue 88. And in that fight, Deadpool won by stabbing his swords right into Logan's lungs. Ah, man. That hurts even to say that. Wolverine got his revenge though in Cable and Deadpool issue number 44. The list goes on and on. But let's not forget what their most famous fight of all is, right? Can you guess it? Okay, I'll just tell you. It's their fight from X-Men Origins Wolverine. One of the greatest fights in cinematic history. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna joke about that. It's just too hard. Okay, deep breath. Okay. Alright, I'm good. Alright. Let's just continue. Let's just keep moving on. Number 6, Apocalypse. Apocalypse is a very, very dangerous dude. Not only is he one of the X-Men's greatest villains, but he's also believed to be one of the very first mutants, ever. That's just creepy and cool. He was born in Egypt around 3000 BC. Now, Apocalypse has what he believes to be a very simple philosophy, that only the strong should be able to survive. That's it. It doesn't just apply to mutants either. It could be anyone. If you're weak, just get out of town because Apocalypse has no plans for you. He even turned Wolverine into one of the 4 horsemen of the Apocalypse, the Horsemen of Death. Aside from that, the dude is basically immortal. He has super strength, teleportation, telekinesis, telepathy, self-molecular manipulation. So you can say he's pretty dangerous. There's a reason the X-Men fear him so much. Number 5, Legion. Legion, also known as David Haller, is a really interesting one. For the longest time, he was really unknown to anyone that wasn't a hardcore X-Men fan. But after getting his own critically acclaimed show on FX, he became fairly popular. David is the son of Charles Xavier. He has a form of dissociative identity disorder, which leads into his name, Legion, for his legion of personalities. The interesting thing about him is that his personalities have different mutant abilities. So, for example, one could have telekinesis, another telepathy, another super strength. It's kind of insane. It makes him really powerful, but also incredibly dangerous. You would have no idea what kind of fight you'd be getting yourself into. I mean, one moment he could be on your good side, but then a split second, he's against you with a completely new ability. It's that level of unpredictability that is truly terrifying. Now, Legion also leads us into the next person on our list pretty perfectly. Number 4, Charles Xavier. Yeah, his dad, the founder of the X-Men, good old Professor X. Now, Charles and Logan are almost always on the same side, so it's very unlikely that, they would get into a fight. But if they did, it would be really interesting. Charles is one of the most powerful telepaths in the Marvel Universe. Not only that, he's also one of the smartest people in the Marvel Universe. Put those two things together and you have a very dangerous combo. He can create, telepathic illusions, create a mental link which becomes even more powerful when he's plugged into Cerebro. He can also use his abilities to control the minds of other people. Charles has even taken over someone else's mind completely where he has been able to control their body. It's kind of insane. And it just goes to show why you really don't want to get on his bad side. But luckily, he usually uses his powers for good and helps out so many mutants in the process. Although, he has made some very questionable decisions along the way. But I mean, who hasn't, right? Number 3, Scarlet Witch. Even though it has changed, I'm still considering Scarlet Witch to be a mutant. I'm sorry, I have to. It will be forever ingrained in my brain that she's a mutant. And I don't think anything will ever change that. But, back to the main point, she's super dangerous. Almost wiped out every mutant in existence with a single word, dangerous. Yeah, she's literally responsible for millions of mutants losing their powers during the House of M storyline. Not only that, but she is also one of the strongest magic users in the universe. She can use chaos magic to warp reality and is a very, very skilled fighter. Throw in that she's also the daughter of Magneto and, that's a pretty dangerous individual. Even look at her in her live action appearances. She was able to take on Thanos in Endgame to the point where she almost probably would have killed him if it wasn't for, his ship starting to fire. And Kevin Feige has said that Wanda is one of the most powerful characters in the MCU. So that makes 2 different universes where she is dangerous and powerful. That definitely tells you something. Number 2, Jean Grey. Everyone knows how powerful Jean Grey is, whether it's on her own or when she was, Dark Phoenix. There's a reason why even Charles Xavier has feared her. Her powers are off the charts. Over the years, she's not only taken on some of the biggest, scariest villains in the Marvel Universe, but also its heroes. Most notably, during the Dark Phoenix storyline, which is one of the most famous comic stories of all time. Fans just can't get enough of it. Even without the Phoenix Force, Jean has telepathy, telekinesis, memory alteration, so basically she can erase, restore, or even implant memories into someone. She could literally erase someone's memories and make them a completely different person if she just wanted to. Of course, she wouldn't, unless it was like a life or death situation, but that option is always on the table. Number 1, Magneto. I've mentioned before how scary Magneto can be. It's not just because of his powers, it's his ability to manipulate people. He's crazy good at it. And if you need proof, just look at his army of followers. People trust him and will give their lives for him. And it's usually not even out of fear. It sometimes can be, but it's usually because they want to fight for him. His powers also really help. He has the ability to control all forms of magnetism, which he mostly uses to manipulate all forms of metal, including adamantium. He also has trained himself to fight off telepaths, so they can't control or use him. With all that, it's not hard to see why he's the X-Men's greatest foe, and one of the most dangerous people in the Marvel Universe. Alright, there you have it guys, the top 10 mutants more dangerous than Wolverine. What does your top 10 look like? Let us know down in the comments below, and if you happen to enjoy this video, give it a like and subscribe to Top 10 Nerds so you never miss one nerdy video. I'm your host, Sabertooth, and thank you so much for watching.